Happy Thursday, shoalmates, and welcome to the 191st installment of the Hot Mess Express with the lovely Miss Didi of Didi's Finden and our fantastic guest this evening, Miss Kaylish. So everyone give a warm welcome to Miss Kaylish. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you for inviting me.
And how are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
You might be a little bit nervous, but please don't be super nervous. These are all the lovely folks that you've hung out with in chat, and they're all here to see you, your beautiful face in person. But if you all didn't know, Miss Kaylish, where else can they see you on YouTube?
Oh, well, on Tuesday nights on Chris's Aqua Zone, we play D&D with Whip and Ed and Miss Killer Kitty, and sometimes Professor Pistinks.
Awesome.
And Xanadu.
So you kicking some ass over there?
Couple fireballs, you know.
Nice. Steven said, just pretend you're playing D&D, but with mermaids.
Yeah.
Oh,
And so F&D, Foxy and Didi.
And just so we can follow along in chat tonight, so we don't miss so many questions, if you have something that needs to be addressed, please either at Foxy Fishes or at Didi's Finden, so we don't miss any questions that you may have for Miss Kaylish this evening. So, and with that, I'm going to address a few comments, Miss Kaylish, and then we're going to get into finding out a little bit more about you. But we've had some lovely shoalmates give us some gifts this evening. So I want to say very, very big thank you to Bionic Bigfoot with the 99 super sticker. You are so sweet, Dennis. And we have a few new videos for you. So here, enjoy.
Sorry ass DJ.
Kenny's got some moves.
Who knew? We figured he'd fall and get hurt.
I know he didn't break a single hip that time. And then we have Mark Sturlson, who gifted us 10 Foxy's Fishes memberships. Mark, thank you so very much for that. I am not on that side to see who they were gifted to. Miss Didi, are you able to see?
I'm not seeing anybody.
Okay, let me see if I can.
Are you tapped out on your memberships right now?
Oh, none of them went through? I am not tapped out. I am at 173. So I'm not tapped out. Let me
But
see.
now I'm having trouble with the internet here. So maybe mine is behind, but so far I haven't seen anything through.
I'm looking. None of them were given out. I'm so sorry, Mark. I appreciate your attempt. I don't know what's going on with that, but I appreciate you trying. So I'm sorry.
Scotty called me out. I forgot Scotty. Scotty is our little Scotty too hottie.
I'm going to channel a Brian joke, and he would say, that's easy to overlook him. He's really down there. I love you, Scotty. But thank you so very much, Mark, and hopefully they'll give them out at some point. But here's your video. Thank you so very much for that. Okay, and then there's one more. We have Scotty the Fish Freak, Scotty Too Hotties member for 6 months, saying fireball. Tossing one at you, I guess, Amisa.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much, Scotty. And here's one for you.
I want to say a big thank you for Dennis helping me out with that.
Yeah. Oh, Rachel is saying a bunch of names. So did they actually come through and it's not showing either of us?
I'm still not seeing them.
I'm not seeing anyone on my side, but Boot said just one more fish. Cecil, Mayberry, Bougie, Cheryl, Zandal, Hillbilly, Aquatic, Bunny, Cody, Oinky, Cheryl, Ben, Pete. So if you guys are the ones that were gifted the memberships, welcome to Shoal, but it is literally not showing up for us. That's so weird.
I just did a refresh on my YouTube side.
That is so weird. Oh, thank you, Lumi. The kindness of Boots and Cats already got that for us. So thank you so very much for that. And we're just going to say blanket hello this evening because we're already wasted 11 minutes. I'm so sorry. But it is the way that it goes. Vibes is not going tonight, so we might end up going over a little bit. So I've already warned Amisa. Didi, I know this is the first time you're hearing about this. But I just found out Vibes won't be going after us. So if we run over a few minutes, it's not going to be horrible.
Yeah.
So Amisa, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, like where you're from, what you do?
Well, I'm from date of birth. Well, I'm in California, so Northern California,
Awesome.
close to the Sacramento River. So I don't deal with any of the horrible winters that some of you all get.
Yeah.
I'm complaining when it hits, 35 at night. So,
Nice.
yeah, there's some downsides to California, but the weather is not one of them for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we were -40 about 10 days ago, so I can appreciate a 35-degree day. Totally get that. So that means like you can get fish shipped to you a little more often than the rest of us because you're in a little bit warmer climate. If the shipper is a warmer climate.
Right. Well, except for summertime. Summertime we hit the 110.
Oh yes.
Times, so
I remember having to hold a few packages for you because it was too hot.
yeah.
Awesome. So California is amazing. Do you have a lot of good fish stores around you in your area? Or do you have to travel kind of far?
No. The town I'm in has 3 fish stores, 2 big box and a LFS, and I won't buy fish at any of them. Just yeah.
Yeah,
Sacramento. So a couple hours is probably the good fish stores. But that's okay. It's a great club. So
yeah,
lots of people.
But that really makes up for it because then you have even better fish. You have all those gorgeous, wonderful hobby bred fish. Where's my mind this evening?
Look, keep your eyes up.
But I think that's the best place to get fish, honestly, because if it's hobbyist bred, there's a lot of love put into those fish. So you're getting a heartier, healthier fish than you typically would at a big box store. So it's always good to have a nice club.
Yeah, no, I got a great club. In fact, I'm repping the shirt today.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Vision
shameless
says-
plug.
Plug away, please. All aquarium clubs need a membership. So if you are part of aquarium club, please pimp it out. Get yourself some more memberships for your club so your club does not die. Unfortunately, we lost a very cool club here this year. Hopefully they'll be able to rebuild eventually, but one of our clubs went down half of the Catfish Cataclysm because there's 2 clubs that host it. And one of the clubs had to close due to membership. So really, if you have an aquarium club in your area, seek them out and maybe start attending them because a lot of those local aquarium clubs are dying. And Vision, I'm not sure if you can gift them from the phone or not. I've never tried that way. So
I even rebooted YouTube and it's still not coming back.
yeah, that's weird because I just opened up the YouTube side and I'm over there looking and it doesn't show on my end any that were gifted out. So I'm glad that they were gifted out, that other people can see them, but also what else are we missing in chat? You know what I mean? That's my concern.
And I can't go up any higher than when Mark gave it to him. It stopped.
Yeah. Yes. So thank you, Mark. I don't know what's going on, but neither Didi or I can see it this evening.
Because normally I can always see this.
Yeah. So I see
ain't having trouble with the internet, so
yeah. Which is weird because like you said, you're hardwired in and everything was still spinning.
Well, all the Wi-Fi things are working. It's only my
Yeah.
hardwired computer. It's like, what? So I checked to make sure nothing had gotten, knocked loose. I
That's
don't
so
know. I'm
weird.
not getting it.
And Mousy said her super chat didn't go through. I don't know. Maybe YouTube's just being buggy for some of us. I don't know what's going on, so I apologize. But Amisa, I see that lovely wall, lovely 2 rows of tanks behind you, which makes me question how many tanks are you working with right now?
The last count was 30, but they're kind of all over the house.
Yeah. As any fish keeper with multiple tank syndrome does. Oh, maybe because it was before the stream, possibly. Oh, and then when the stream restarted. Okay, I get that. So you keep a myriad of species of fishies, or are you more kin to certain ones? Like what's your water jungles look like?
So I would say probably mostly South American and nanofish. So I love my South American cichlids, Bolivians, rams. I've got Smopistogramma, and cories. I think are the other one that I've got. I'm kind of obsessed with. So in fact, I've got Histatus, pygmies, and then the tank down here has Napoensis and Habrosus. And then over here are Similis, and there's some more Similis up there. And then my daughter's room has the long-food pandas that we got from you. And I've got a couple CO96 still in my big tank in the living room.
Oh, you got a nice selection of cories.
So I have a few more on my list that I still really want, but yeah, that's what I've got for right now.
That's really cool.
Like a lot of nanofish, CPDs. I've got the Kubatai rasboras, a couple of different
you have some special
blue eyes.
rasboras, actually.
Yes, I do, and they are still doing amazing. They're so beautiful.
That's so good to hear.
So beautiful. So,
Steven says only 190 species to go.
Yeah, in fact, I got my Cory book sitting up above my desk right here. And yeah, I flip through that on a regular basis. It's pretty bad.
Now, out of all the cories that you have, out of all the fishies you have you spawned any of them?
I did actually manage to raise 2 pygmy cories. I hatched, I think we had 14 hatch. And 2 I managed to get to adulthood. So
sometimes the survival rate isn't the best on them, especially if the parents are on the young side. I notice when the parents get a little bit older, the pygmy babies tend to be a little bit hardier. You'll have a better survival. But that is awesome that you got 2 babies. So hopefully your next spawn, you'll get 1 million more. Everybody needs 1,000 pygmies. When I put them in the 5.5 gallon, I think a year and a half ago, and I just left them alone for a few months. When I went to take them out, there was 115 pygmies that I pulled out of that tank, and I put 13 in there. So
oh my gosh.
When you looked at the tank, it looks like there's nothing in there, no life at all. And then you start moving all the plants, and they're just everywhere. It's so very cool.
That's the other one that I keep is these little 5 gallons up here have the Elosoma gilberti, the pygmy sunfish. Those are
pretty.
They're beautiful, and those I've actually gotten to spawn. Ironically, by throwing leftover plants in a scud tank. That's how I managed to get those to grow out. So yeah, I moved the scud tank and babies.
Wendy says, I'm available for spawning. I'm sure you are, Wendy. So, what species that you currently have would you really like to try to spawn next?
The Similis, I think. I want to get I've got a project I'm working on that I would like to get the 12 that we've got up to maybe about 30 or 50.
Yeah. They are such beautiful fish, and it doesn't matter how professional of a photographer you are, you cannot capture their true beauty unless you see them in person. that shade of purple just doesn't hit on the camera right. And those little tiny polka dots that cover their little bodies, they look so fancy. I love it. But if I may give you a tip on how to spawn the simless, because we're having a little bit of a rough time with them at first, and then we tried a spawning mop with them. So we used an eyelash spawning mop and we let it sink to the substrate. And they like soft sand because they're sand spawners. So they tend to lay their eggs in the sand or on plants really close to the sand. So if you drop an eyelash yarn mop in there and leave it alone for like a week or so, they'll go in there, they'll lay their eggs. And then when you go to pick up that mop, you might even see some fry hatched out under it, because as long as they're under there, their parents don't seem to bother them. They seem to be, the pygmies seem to be the best colony spawners, community spawners that we have, Corey wise. So if you guys are ready, like are of age, definitely give them a try with that eyelash yarn. They should make a lot of babies for you.
Give that a shot.
But yeah, it works really good. I think that they like that because when it's wet, it has the texture of hair algae. And I noticed them and the pandas really like to lay their eggs on hair algae type things. So I just gave that a shot and it worked. So try that with your pandas too if you want more of those guys.
Nice.
So for your Corys, okay, so you definitely want to get those guys going next. But what about your other fishies? Is there any egg scatterers that you'd like to go, or your pygmies, or
Well, there's just so many. I'm actually kind of at the point right now that I'm kind of taking a step back and going through what I've got and deciding what I want to focus on.
Yeah.
Those definitely are on that short list. I've got some Panduros that ended up being all female, but I got a line on a couple of males, so that'll probably be my next attempt is the Pandarini.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So maybe we should backtrack a little bit and ask you, when did this all start for you? When did you start keeping fish? When did you fall in love with them?
Well, I guess I got back into it, would have been almost 3 years ago.
Nice. Oh, so you're only 3 years in and 30 tanks deep. Yes.
The tubs and the pond and the other pond that I'm working on outside. Yeah.
Perfect. So
Now, did they grow 10 a year, or was it like a massive surge?
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3, 5, and then it was 25.
And this year you're like, okay, I need to slow my roll and organize a little bit before I continue.
Yeah, well, and I've got my shrimp rack that I'm working on kind of building up too. So
Ooh,
that's
nice.
I've got quite a few. I started with a couple Neos and immediately jumped into the Caridina. So I've got a whole rack of 10s over here that are mostly Caridina, and I'm expanding and working on some fun colors and stuff. So,
well, we have a Caridina nut here on panel with us, so maybe you can go into detail about some of the Caridina species that you're currently working with.
Okay, so I have blue bolts, I have raccoon tigers, which are a lot of fun.
Yes.
I've got some crystal blacks that throw reds, so I'm pulling the reds out of those into another tank. I've got orange eye yellow King Kongs. I just picked up a small group of red pintos, so those are. I have one tank that has my crystal reds, the red pintos, a couple of orange eye yellow King Kongs, all in the same tank. So I've got my first round of Mizuras that came out of that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna start getting some really fun colors and patterns, and I think the next tank I set up, I'm gonna do blue bolts with yellow eye King Kong, so I can get yellow eye blue steels. That's what I'm working on.
Ooh, so you have like a whole science project going on up in
That
there.
sounds like a lab.
That sounds so cool, honestly. Like, I'm just learning how not to kill Caridinas. Indeed, you have to say the tangerine tigers have gone downhill fast, and I don't know what I did.
They've gone downhill.
Yes, oh my goodness. I had so many. And then when we cleaned out the tank the other day, we found 3. So I don't know what happened to those guys. They just crashed, but the raccoons right next to them, there's so many, you have to start a second tank. So I
Well, the
don't know.
raccoons are very, I've
Yeah.
mixed them in with some blue diamonds, and I see almost all raccoons now.
That's crazy. Well, I noticed that they're very competitive and they're very ravenous. So
And
like,
it's 60 gallon. It's not like it's a small tank.
yeah. Well, I have them in a 5.5 and I need to move them because you can't look in there and not see one. So yes, that's where and I have Stardust. The Stardust are doing okay. I've seen 2 buried. They haven't dropped their shrimplets yet, but those are the Caradinas that I'm trying to work with. But those tangerines, man, they did good for me the first time. I over harvested the colony, and ever since then I've tried 2 more times and they keep crashing on me. So shrimp lords, work with me.
Yeah, the first time I had my tangerine tigers, it was like poof, 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 poof. They were everywhere, everywhere. And then I think I gave away all of the females or something, and then I was down to like 10, but I never got any more babies.
Yeah.
And so I ordered some more, and nothing. And then, I ordered like a dozen, and then I think I sent you whatever I had left. And
Yeah.
of course, I missed 1 or 2. I thought I missed 1, but apparently I missed 2. And now I've got 13 or 14 or 15 in a tank that I haven't even tried for shrimp.
So
They're
it
in
sounds
with and cherry barbs and a betta,
Yeah. So it sounds like the trick with tangerine tigers is get 1 male, 1 female, and forget about them.
Don't be nice to them. Is all I can think of.
Oh, so take the Zen approach. Okay, got that. And what kind of neos do you have, Kaylish?
The green jades, and my daughter's tank has the carbon lilies.
Oh, nice.
Oh, and Bloody Marys. Forgot about the Bloody
Nice.
Marys.
Oh my, you have like, the super awesome ones. I've been looking for a high quality Bloody Mary. I had some Bloody Marys way back in the day from Rose Aquatics. She used to be on with Father Fish when he first began YouTube live streaming that long ago. She had the most gorgeous black roses. And I don't think she sells them anymore, but I've never been able to find that super beautiful, beautiful dark black rose, Bloody Mary, green jades. But I also know Garden of Beaters has their green jades going. But I'd love to see your green jades because I know those guys are a struggle. So
Yeah, I don't know. I got lucky, and they're pretty solid.
yeah. Branton says, Foxy, I have really nice Bloody Marys. Photo or you don't, Branton. And Mousy asked, Kaylish, do you still have your Epistos?
I'm not sure which ones we were talking about, but yeah, I've got Pandarini and some Alta Tapici.
Nice. So when you started back into fish 3 years ago, what was the first tank you set up? What was the first inhabitants of that tank?
So actually, it was a paludarium that I ended up starting. Was my first one. It was kind of just a fun project. I don't think we actually ever got anything. No, I put guppies in it for a little bit before I had a structural failure, and that one went away. But I've actually rebuilt it. I should probably get that video out. I've been slowly working on another one. So right now it's a 6-gallon paludarium with least killies and Bloody Mary shrimp. So
Very cool.
And then moved on to the mandatory betta, the 5-gallon that then turned into 2 bettas, and then 3 bettas, and then everything else.
So did it end up being like a female sorority?
No, they were 5 gallons each.
Oh, I thought you put them all into together like Fight Club. Let's go. That's really cool. So did you ever have any accidental spawning success with your bettas? They ever building any bubble nests? Leave you any sweet whispers at the surface?
I like having bettas in the fish room. I don't have as many as I used to have, but I still like looking at them.
Yeah.
Puppies.
I haven't had a betta in so long, so long. The last betta I had, my rope fish ate him. So we didn't get any after that.
You know, if you
I
could have
didn't know
like 200 male bettas in one big tank, wouldn't that be pretty?
Oh, that would be so pretty, but would they be fighting all the time?
Well, no, if it worked out, you just put them in there and it would be fine.
Yeah,
That would make a beautiful tank.
that would be. And
You
Misa,
just
if you
gotta
don't
get
mind, I'm
some
gonna address this because I missed it. I'm so sorry. Geek Boy gave us a $5 super chat. Said stupid YouTube because it's acting up this evening. Well, thank you so very much, Geek. We greatly appreciate that. Let me play you a video. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, Geek, but you might have to go on the run. Thank you so much for that, Geek. And Joy of Fish Keeping asks, Roxanne, how are the CPDs coming along? They are fantastic. The oldest juvies are down in this tank right here. So the guys that you have reserved are down in there. They're doing fantastic, Jose. Have you ever tried your hand with spawning CPDs, Kaylish?
Yeah, I colony spawn all the time. I've
Awesome.
got mine in a 29, and they just keep getting more and more and more.
I think they're one of the easier rasboras to spawn, honestly, and they're so beautiful. Have you had any luck with any other rasboras? I'm a rasbora nut, so I want to hear everything rasbora, everything Cory. I'm also Cory crazy.
No, the only I've kept those and the Kubatais, and that's it. So
Your Kubota female showing big round bellies yet?
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice. So I would recommend when you're ready to spawn those guys, pull the females and the males apart for like 2 days. It's very easy to tell them apart because the females will be very round in the belly and the males tend to be a little bit smaller, just in case you're not aware, because sometimes females will be stunted, but those guys were awesome. But separate them for 2 days and then put them into the spawning tank that you want them to spawn in on that day and leave them alone for 3 days and then pull them. And that if they spawn, that's when the baby should hatch out. We do a false bottom mesh. You could do whatever egg collection you want to do. But I noticed, like, if you can separate them beforehand and then put them together, they're more likely to drop their eggs right then than play around in there for a few days, wasting your time. So, but you need to make 1 million of them. There's not enough people spawning Kubotes, and they are one of the prettiest rasboras. Little biased, but
I'm looking at my little batch right now.
I love them. I love them so much. I have a batch up here. Those are all our babies up. You can't see the tank way up over there. And then we have their parents down over there, or did we? No, they haven't gone over there yet. So yeah, they're still over there, but we're going to be spawning them again. So can never have enough Kubotes, and that's Rachel O'Leary's fault. I fell in love with them through her. So is there any other rasboras that you would like to keep?
Chilies are pretty. The phoenixes, not really. They're all pretty, but
They are. I highly recommend if you get chilies and phoenixes, never put them together because it's harder to tell them apart than you think. We ordered phoenixes, I think 2 years ago, and we got them in. And I noticed that one was always smaller than the other guys, and I was like, oh, he's just, he's a runt phoenix. And then we got chilies, and I'm like, you've been a chili this whole time.
trying to worm his little way in with the other people.
Exactly. I was like, okay, so we got 5 phoenixes and a chili. Oh my goodness, but that's the way it happens. So, Amisa, what is your favorite way to keep tanks? Do you like to keep them like bare bottom? Do you like to keep them layered substrate, nutrient dense, gravel, whatever? Depends.
Most of them are sand. I have a couple that are gravel, just kind of depends, but planted. All of them are planted.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm kind of obsessed with aquarium plants.
And
Your
what
favorite?
is yes.
What's that?
What are you currently obsessed with as far as aquarium plants? Like, what are your favorite ones, and which ones will you never touch again?
Well, I really love crypts. All the
Mhm.
crypts, all the time. Water lilies, those are always pretty. I've got a couple crinum calastranum that are really kind of fun.
Oh yes.
I'm not so much a fan of stems because I'm lazy and I don't like trimming.
I get that. They can get out of hand fast or long and leggy.
Yeah.
Let the duckweed overtake it for a week or so.
Right, but there's some pretty ones. But yeah, I would have to say crypts, probably, vowels, stuff that runs on its own and kind of
Yeah.
carpets out. Lots of Anubias.
Mhm.
Use that in a lot of tanks.
Do you have? They are. I love her wall back there. They look so natural, especially that one on the corner. It's just reminding me of like
This one here?
yeah, that one over there. It's reminding me of the place I learned to fish when I was little. It's a reservoir. And if you went in the water, that's what it looked like underneath the water. I was like, that's so cool. Go down there and you see baby bass in the little leaves and stuff. I loved it. But that's what it was reminding me. I was like, that's home. Misa's got my lake behind her.
So yeah, that's one of the Elisoma gilberti, and it's got my pygmy histatus in there. One of the pygmy quarries.
Very cool. Very cool. I really hope you get some more of those pygmy cores because they're so stinking cute. I hope you can spawn them
too.
all. Have you ever tried a dirted tank with your scaped, like doing your plants?
No, I haven't. I've done aqua soil capped,
Mm-hmm.
but I find that especially since I seem to have Malaysian trumpet snails in most of my tanks,
Yeah.
the aqua soil ends up looking like little turds on top of the sand. Never get rid of it.
Well, since I was introduced to MTS when I moved here, I never had Malaysian trumpet snails when I lived on my own. But here, because then I would have some dirted tanks at home. Well, at MPA at home. I am home, sorry. But here that we have the Malaysian trumpet snails, I don't mess with the dirt too much. But sometimes if I want to make it a little bit prettier, I like salt bay a little dirt in there on the bottom, just so like until enough fish poop builds up to feed the plants, and that seems to work out and it doesn't make a mess in the tank. So I like doing it that way. Salt
Yeah,
bay
you
dirt.
only need MTS. That's all
Right?
you need. You don't even have to buy it.
No, you don't. But we range all over the place here too. We have like the sand. We have it's not gravel, but it's like smaller river pebbles. We have that. We do bare bottoms. I have 2 tanks that I did the salt bay dirt thing in, but otherwise everything else is pretty much a utility tank. So I appreciate seeing your tanks behind you. So I've already asked if you've bred anything on purpose. Also, I forgot. What is the plant you would never keep again? Just stems in general, or is there like one specific you're like, you're on my crap list?
No, I guess nothing that I wouldn't absolutely keep, depending. But duckweed. If I could get rid of duckweed,
Right? Oh my goodness, duckweed. I hear wolfia is pretty bad too. I've never had it, but I've heard a lot of cursing about it.
even what the water spangles, Salvinia, can get a little crazy sometimes, but that at least doesn't dry up and float to other tanks.
Right? Oh my goodness. And like that's so much easier to like just scoop up with your hand, where duckweed, like it is your skin once you put your hand in the tank.
You know, they all have their place.
Yeah, they
So-
do. They are doing us a service, but also we're doing ourselves a disservice because we're not removing it fast enough, and then it's killing my pink flamingos. So I recently had that happen. I melted back to one tiny little leaf, and now she's got 4 coming in. So I'm happy she's coming back. She's a strong one. So, do you have a I'm never going to get it again fish? Like, was there ever a fish you had that was like a total nightmare and you're like, I'm never doing that again?
Yes, but not because I hate them. I had Oscars a long time ago. Last round, like maybe 15 years ago, and I loved them. They were amazing. They were so much fun. But I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to set up a 90 or 100 gallon tank with no plants for one fish ever again.
I'm still thinking there's a trick to get plants in with the Oscars, but I have not kept them yet. So if I figure it out, I'll let you know how to do it.
To be sure, there's something.
There's gotta be a way, but from seeing June struggle with them plant wise, I'm not sure, honestly. Carol says, what Salvinia did you try, Amisa dude? A Minima or Kolkata or Natans or?
I think it's Minima.
Salvinia Minima? Nice. I think that's the one that we have too. I don't know why, but sometimes I call it cat tongue because I wonder if there's another plant called cat tongue and I'm just crossing their names because it looks like a cat tongue. So that's why I call it that. So when you're setting up a new tank, well, I guess it depends if it's an impulse buy, fish out or swap or something, but what's your thought process in setting up a new tank? Like if you're planning it out.
So if I'm planning it out, I'll usually decide on what fish I want to put in first, or the inhabitants, and then go from there. Work the plants and the hardscape around what the fish wants. Is usually the way I do it. But yeah,
I like that.
I've got a great club, and the impulse buys are hard.
I get that. So how many QT tanks do you have set up at all times then?
Well, I usually have an empty one sitting over here that I can just pull a sponge filter out and throw in.
Yeah.
At this point, I've got tanks on the floor, so
that's how it goes. Because I'm not gonna lie, sometimes we come back from the swaps and we bring in the bag of fish, and then Brian has to go out and get a couple of tanks to bring in the house to fill up to put the fish in.
And you know good and darn well you're going to come home with some fish.
Yeah.
And
I'm sorry,
Home
Didi,
Depot. Home Depot has these black 20-gallon black like muck buckets. They're $8.
Oh, yes.
They make great tanks.
I've got one sitting right here.
Yeah, I've got my pond guppies in here for the winter.
I was gonna say, I wonder how like they would do as like a little porch pond with the proper shading so they didn't get too hot. I wonder how they would do.
Awesome.
Probably great.
Let's see. Coro says Kolkata is the one I want to try. A little cup-shaped leaves. Oh, that sounds cute. Geek says Salvinia minima equals duckweed maxima. And I saw a comment. I don't know who said it, but someone says that they put in Salvinia to compete with their duckweed, and now they have an abundance of Salvinia.
I think it was Rachel, maybe.
Might have been, but
yes, it was
a little fast this evening. Craig, member for 20 months. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Thank you so very much for your milestone. Craig, and all of your support. Let us play you something. I'm not going to play that one because the grandbaby's watching. So this one. Thank you.
Fat Kitty in the City.
Thank you so very much, Craig. And I have one more question personally for you on my list, Amisa, for this evening. Now, I really got into the fish keeping hobby through terrariums and making little jars without water. And then I started keeping the water, as I call them, the ecospheres. and I accidentally caught a snail the one time, and I was so scared because she had babies in there. There were so many pond snails everywhere. And I was like, her babies can't live in this tank. So I went out and I got a tank, and I started a tank just for the snails, and it grew from there. But I also noticed, like, while having it, that it really helps me battle my seasonal depression. So for me, I get a lot of like anxiety relief from my tanks. So I wanted to ask you, like, ultimately, like, what's the joy that you get out of your tanks? What's your peaceful takeaway?
I just love watching them, watching the plants grow, watching the fish grow, watching babies, just the evolution. It's like little tiny water gardens inside, when it's cold and dark and nasty out. I'll come in. I think that's why I have so many shrimp, because I just find myself sitting there for hours just watching them, their little hands doing their little things.
I know, they're always so busy. They're all taught to be tired when they go to sleep at night.
Yeah, well, and then like this tank right here is my pea puffers, and you walk in the room, and all 5 of them are right up front, just begging like little puppy dogs. It's adorable.
That's so
yeah,
cute. So it's a relaxation thing for you.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then I think it is for a lot of people. Is it the same for you, Miss Didi? Is that what you like most about your tanks, is just sitting back and watching them, or do you like to really get in there and work in them? Like, what do you like to do with your tanks?
I like both. If I have a goal, not because I'm behind and now I'm like trying to catch up and I'm having to do them all at one time, but like I've been working on this tank I brought home from the class, and I've changed the lights, and I'm trying to actually do something in there. So that one is fun. But but when I have to clean out the 125, it's not fun because it's just like utilitarian for me.
Yeah.
So it's like, and it's a lot of work for what I'm gonna do. But lately I've been spending a lot of time just sitting and staring at my tanks, and it's kind of weird because I kind of got out of it when I got overwhelmed a while back, when I had too many tanks for me. And now I'm back to like, you look and you spent an hour and 45 minutes and you haven't moved. You're just watching something going on in a tank that you feel good about, so it goes either way.
But have you noticed that, like, when you're done, like, zoning out on your tank, that you feel a little bit, like, mentally, physically refreshed? It's like, it's a bit of a break for you.
I don't know that I could say that because I enjoy it while it's happening, but as soon as I look around, it's like, God, I got to get to that one next. So it takes a while. Now, Kaylish, what is your favorite plant for your shrimp tanks? Or do you have different stuff in all your shrimp?
Moss. So I have a different moss pretty much in each shrimp tank. So I'll do Christmas moss or flame moss, weeping moss.
And do you have a favorite one of those mosses? Which one do you like? I can't live without this one.
It kind of depends. I really like weeping moss, just the way it kind of mounds and flows out. It's just really pretty. But Christmas moss is beautiful too. The way, it leaves come up, and moss is the boss for sure. Yeah, especially for shrimp. One of them, I have a little, I made a little arch out of lava rock, and it's got boost on it. So that's a cute one too. But
yeah,
that's a really good idea to use the lava rock, because I tried one with a tree, like an arched piece of driftwood. That stuff degrades so fast. It broke down so fast on me. So it's like it's literally just a holding on type of arch, because there's just an tiny little wooden underbridge. But yeah, the rock would be a good idea. So like it would take a lot longer for it to degrade.
Now, would you consider a duckweed plant only for a shrimp?
No, in fact, I have one tank that still has Sylvania in it, and I hate it because it takes off so fast, and all the shrimp are just up in the duckweed or the roots all the time, and picking them out one at a time so you don't get your shrimp with it. It's just.
I thought I was the only one that had that worry. Boy, they're always up in whatever the floater is, just living their best life upside down.
Well, I have one of
I'm
those.
so bad.
It's a soft scoop, little net things.
Mm.
And what I do, I kind of tap the top of the because my Blue Dreams have that. Not that I am duckweed only in there. It's just that it kind of got in there. But they like to get up in. I just kind of tap it, and when they move, I scoop some out. Because you do have to, because they go up in it. But I don't like having the bigger floaters because they can hide on you so easy.
Yeah, they can get up in the leaves and take a ride with the floater. Yeah. But what were you gonna say, Kaylish? You like to for your shrimpies and the floaters?
I was going to say I'm so bad about worrying about them that I'll actually take all the floaters out and put them, I'll do water change into a bucket and then pull as many floaters out as I can and put them in the bucket and shake them around a little bit and let them sit overnight and make sure I don't have any shrimp in the bottom.
I do the same thing. I put them in a specimen cup or something with a white bottom, and I leave it and I check it and you'll find a couple in there, if not, almost every time.
Yeah.
Yes, I find that my raccoons are the most guilty of that. Because I'm so paranoid about sucking them up because they're so teeny tiny. So I go in there with an airline tubing into a little tiny tote. So I'll drain like a gallon at a time. And then I'll go and check the tote and make sure there's no shrimplets that have got picked up. Even with the airline tubing, there'll still be a couple of those raccoons in that tote.
But Papa Shrimp used air stones to plug up the end of the line in the tank. That way shrimplets can't get it.
This is what I use. It's a little steel
thing.
So yeah, it just goes on the end of the tube.
I've got that too.
That's what I use for water changes on my shrimp tanks. So
that's a really good idea. So it's the air stone. You know what?
Air stones are cheaper, but they're slower. If you want to drain, where you can use the thing like she's got, and you go ahead and do draining and move on. It just depends on what pace you want to work at.
Well, see, I just don't think common sense things like that. Because just like the one time I was like, I hate putting zucchini on a fork because if you drop it in the 40, then you have to literally get your armpit wet because I'm short trying to get it out. And I think it was Team Detritus was like, well, why don't you tie a string to it? I would have never thought of that on my own.
Because you have to get that fork out and it's always going to fall over.
Exactly. And then you're always have duckweed in your armpit because that's how it goes for me.
That's true.
Oh, goodness. Joy of Fish Keeping with the $4.99 super chat. And I don't see that he said anything. So thank you for just throwing $5 at us, Jose. We greatly appreciate it. And we're going to let Eduardo give you a little runway action. Now, is there any questions that chat may have for Kaylish this evening? I covered the few that I saw. And it just jumped on me again. It's being crazy over here. Guppies are dumb, though. I'm not seeing any questions in chat. But yes, if anyone has any questions in chat for Kaylish, now is the time for us to actually catch them.
Well, now, what would be the fish you still want but don't have yet, or maybe you don't even have a tank for it yet?
Diamond
think
tetras.
You might do.
Diamond tetras. Yeah. Yeah, I want a big.
She didn't even let you finish your question before she shut it. I love
They're
it.
beautiful. Girls love diamonds.
They really do. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Moosey asked Kaylish, do you still have Bolivian rams?
Not right now, but I will be getting some more here probably in a little while. Sometime in the summer, hopefully.
They're so beautiful.
I do. I love my Bolivians. They're probably one of my favorites.
And Huawei asks, I have a question for Kaylish. When's lunch? Is he asking you to make him a sandwich?
I think so.
Well, see, he lives in the same neighborhood, area.
Well, that's awesome. Well, it says, to clarify, me and Amisa live in the same city. Okay. So maybe he's inviting you out to lunch then.
Me?
But Mousie's asking, Kaylish, do you sell fish?
Not like sell. I'll sell them at my club when I have extra, but I don't really. I'm not I don't really sell them.
So are you doing, does your club have the BAP program? And if yes, are you in it?
We do, and I have not done that yet. I've been slacking.
Oh, you should if you're doing all you're
I
doing.
should.
Yeah. You're like, is it because if you're just like getting into getting them to breed now, yeah, start bapping them while you're starting them out, so you're not like 30 fish in. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna start this now. Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Because that's where we're at. We've like bred so many fish, and we're not part of a BAP program. I'm kicking myself a little bit right now, but
See, and I'm 3.5 hours away from my club, so I just don't go very often. So I'm missing out on everything. And they don't televise, or run it on live stream or anything.
I think the closest one to us is in Milwaukee, if I'm not mistaken. And that's quite a drive too. And Brian says that's the place you really don't want to go to in Wisconsin. I'm just going to take his word for it. So I was like, there's a bad part in Wisconsin.
Well, there has to be a bad part in every state.
Well, I didn't realize that. I thought Midwest was just sweet people. And for the most part, that's right. But there's just a couple pockets that you don't walk into that cornfield. You stay out. But it says, I don't understand the point of BAP. It's just to get known for what you're good at, I guess. That's how I see it. As like, I see it as personally like giving myself a pat on the back for being able to breed these fishies. But I know that a lot of people like their recognition. There's master breeders, and that also helps them further in some of their careers that they choose too. So, but maybe someone in chat can give a better explanation, because that's foxy brained.
Well, don't the clubs have awards every year too?
Yeah, they do. They do awards for that as well. Yes.
See, and here's Scotty and them, because I saw a lot of stuff at the Clash by those clubs.
So BAP encourages people to breed fish and spread fish through clubs and hobby. Oh, so you're saying otherwise they'd be like, yeah, I'm a part of this club, but you can't have none of my fish.
Yeah, I don't get any of their fish, and I'm a part of their club.
Fish Nerd says Milwaukee isn't bad. Club meets on the outskirts. Is that like what is the outskirts though, nerd? Because I really would like to attend a club meeting in person once. That'd be awesome. Let's see. BAP promotes a turn and burn type fish keeping. Nerd says. So yeah, because I can see that, especially if you don't have a lot of room to breed fish. So you're bringing some fish in to get them to respond, and you're moving them on. But I can also see how it's getting those genetics out in the hobby more too. For people that stick with it. Scotty says encourages different species to be bred throughout, and who doesn't love a little competition and recognition, right? Everyone wants a trophy and a piece of candy.
We'll all won.
Yeah. Jody says, fun fact, Children of the Corn was filmed in Whiting, Iowa, 25 minutes south of me. Well, Jody, you can come here to visit.
Well, that might explain some things.
Maybe. I'm sorry, I clicked on the thing again. I don't know if you clicked on something else.
Oh.
Okay. I just like saying BAP.
Maybe he can make a rap out of it.
Maybe a BAP rap. Scotty says many clubs provide points for longevity of keeping so that people don't. Oh, that's a good way to circumvent that, Scotty. That's pretty cool. So I'm not seeing any more questions in chat, but I did see Mousy say, Jody, I'm coming to visit. Okay, so yeah, that's all the questions that I have for you this evening. Not seeing any more in chat. Miss Didi, is there any other questions you would like to ask Miss Anissa this evening?
No, I don't think. I think I've hit the ones that I was looking at, and that was basically the plants for the shrimp tanks. Because I have different plants in, all around my shrimp tanks, and I like this swastika because of the way it's floaty in the water.
Yeah.
It looks like a good hair day from back in the 80s.
Yeah.
And, and that was the time I was scooting and pooting back in those days.
I think my basic rule with shrimp tanks is anything that doesn't go in the substrate, so I don't have to pull it out or rip it up if it needs to be done. So either moss that floats on the top or anubis, something on that would go on hardscapes. So you're not digging with the soil anymore.
Well, have you ever crashed a whole tank at once on your shrimp?
No, not yet.
Knock on wood. Find some wood around you.
Right.
Knock on it 3 times.
Yeah.
And Scotty wants to know if you keep fish with your shrimp.
So I do have a couple of tanks that have shrimp and fish. One of them is the least killifish. I have 2 tanks with shrimp and least killies because they're so tiny they can't really do anything. And then I have Elasoma grobilti in with, or shrimp in with those, and also the Kubatai rasbora tank has shrimp in it.
Nice. Sounds like a healthy, happy little colony. Fish Nerd asks, what is the gonna get fish for you, Kaylish? What's the next fish you want to get?
The next fish right now, I'm planning a tank for a big set of angels. So I have I have the red devil koi. I have a pair of those that are on the short list of things I want to spawn. And then I want to get some blacks and I saw the blue pearls. So yeah, that's the next tank I'm working on. Is it's going to be a big angel fish tank.
Mousy says, my least killies eat my shrimp.
They might, but I haven't really noticed. So, and it's more, there's just shrimp in the least killy fish tank rather than
the other way around. Yeah, there's killing fish in my shrimp tank. That sounds like a problem.
Now, if you buy a $30 shrimp, something's going to eat it. That's the way it is.
Every time.
You give them the cheap shrimp, they don't want nothing to do with it.
Ooh,
yeah, all of my Caridina.
No, go
Sorry,
ahead.
all of my Caridina tanks are shrimp only.
Nice. I was going to ask Didi, what was that beautiful purple shrimp you bought from the class 2 years ago?
It was the purple Nanaseed.
Oh my goodness. I want those so bad, but they're so expensive.
I got red ones, and either they were black ones or purple ones. I can't remember, but the red ones have made it. And Lord knows I got to get some wood because out of the clear blue, out of a 29-gallon tank, I look and I've got dead shrimp laying everywhere. Don't know why. So I did, I've started pulling and I drained just about the tank as far as I could go down and refilled. And they've kind of made a comeback. They're not as proliferous as they were, but they came back. I don't know what happened in that tank. I can't figure it out. The only fish in there is a couple of hillstream loaches and a couple of cories and just shrimp. And it was just like, oh my gosh, what happened? Because it was so disheartening because I lost the either the black or purples, whichever one I had. I lost all of those. But the reds was so hardy for me. And shoot, the TDS will creep up into 200s and they're still going like gangbusters in there. It's on an old tank. They're in an old tank.
Maybe they just need to build back up their numbers a little bit and then they'll come back booming for you.
Oh, I've got babies again, so they're let me knock on some wood.
Jeff Kane asks, he says, I wish more of my fish would eat shrimp. My shrimp are evil. How are your shrimp evil, Jeff? What are they doing? Whispering like bad things to you while you're sleeping?
What the heck is wrong with you?
They eat my babies. What do you mean? What?
I can't even call them. I don't want to put anybody out.
Jesse says Didi is starting an OnlyFans.
Hey.
You've been having one. You just haven't found your page
Yeah,
yet.
you don't know anything about it.
Yeah. But yeah, I've never.
How do you think I've been paying for all these fish tanks?
That's how she can afford to be a sugar mama. She sells foot pics on the side. So I think I have one more question for you, Kaylish, before we get too weird here this evening. What is going to be your next Caridina shrimp that you're looking into? Yeah, definitely.
It'll either be, I'll either get a pure red lines, or the other one that I've been looking at are the silhouettes. I really want some
Oh,
silhouettes.
yeah, they're so cute. I love them. I love the silhouettes.
The cardinal shrimp are the ones that made me want to have shrimp.
Yeah.
When I saw those, it's like, oh my gosh, that's the cutest thing ever.
Honestly,
are
though, the next one's going to be the Opalula.
Ooh.
Those
Now
are,
the silhouettes need to be kept warmer, but what about the Opaule? What about
so
them
those
as
are
well?
brackish.
Oh, so
Yeah.
damn.
Little tiny Hawaiian shrimp that
Okay, so
live in the tentacles.
just keep them in my brine shrimp hatching containers. They should be fine. Lumi says, I just placed an order with Garamis, wondering if I should start removing shrimp from the 2 tanks. If you want to keep your shrimp, I would recommend it because Garamis do like to eat shrimp. And Jeff, I think I might vaguely remember that. Is that when a shrimp was eating one of the sticky-headed angelfish? Or did I dream that? Because I have some vivid dreams, y'all.
Now, do you have problems with planaria? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I saw Moose had posted something about planaria being creepy.
Oh, planaria. How about you, Kaylish? Any planaria? I don't.
Yeah. It's some tanks are fine, and actually it's my pea puffer tank right now that I'm having the problem with planaria in. And they come in on snails, so it's just one of those things.
Yeah, they're really hard to. If once planaria come in and they like invade a snail, it's so very hard to get rid of them, especially if it's like a mystery snail. And really, the only way you could treat them is with an air bath, like getting a damp piece of cloth, like a washcloth, and you put the snail on that and you let them open up for about 10-15 minutes. You let them crawl around on that cloth and keep them misted. You got to keep them wet. But while they're doing that, it purges all the planaria out of their body, because the planaria is like, oh my goodness, where's the water? So they start crawling off your snail. Then you can put your snails in a QT tank and do that again the next day. And eventually you'll get all the planaria out of your snail, and then you can transfer them. But otherwise, yeah, you can't just pick off the planaria from the snails, because they get in the whorls. They'll get up underneath they dig little tunnels underneath their tiny little operculums, their poor little feet, and they'll go up into their shells. But if you ever get that problem with your snails and you don't want to transfer them, do the air bath method. That helps get rid of the planaria.
First time I had ever seen or heard to know what it was, I saw this beautiful blue snail-looking worm going across my tank, and I had blue shadow pandas.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what it was, and it was a deep sand-based tank, and so I didn't react. So they got every one of those daggone shrimp, but it made the planaria blue, pretty color. So then once I learned what it was, now if I used to go through every night and look for planaria and go on attack before I would shut down for the night. And now I have learned, it may not work for everybody. I may just be getting extra lucky. And again, I'm gonna knock on wood. I've been keeping hillstream loaches or cories in with my shrimp tanks, and I don't have planaria in those tanks.
Oh, so they've been eating on them?
And of course, the tanks are smaller, and a couple cories can cover the whole tank easy enough. Yeah. But the hillstream loaches too, because they all dig in the bottoms. And I'm insistent now on any tank that I can, I put cories or hillstreams in them.
That's a good method of attack.
It's working for me.
Yeah. So. And Sketty says the Opaule are larger than I thought. So you have them, Sketty? Are they doing well for you? Let's see. Jeff says, yes, Foxy, plucked them off the water spike until they were oh my. Jeff, what? You also got some murderous shrimp there. Says, I'm watching a stupid pee worm planarian creep across the glass as we speak. I have never had any issues with using the product No Planaria to get rid of the planaria, unless you have so many planaria in that tank that when you use the medicine, it kills them and creates an ammonia spike. So if you do use that no planaria treatment, make sure you stick to doing that water change every day, because that ammonia will creep up if you have a huge spike die off of planaria.
And I use that too if I see it, but since I've gotten rid of everybody, I'm not seeing it anymore.
Yeah. Cora says sand sifting fish like rams and geos will eat planaria too. That's good to know. Vibe says, hey everyone, Fox, you may go another hour and a half yet. Just sending everyone some love and hugs. Oh, I hope you feel better, Vibes. I saw you and Miss Smokey aren't feeling too good, so I hope you guys get feeling better soon. Super fast. It sucks not being able to stream when you're not feeling good. I hope you feel better fast. Let's see. Boot says, I've never had planaria, but I had, bless you, in the shrimp tank. Added a bristle nose and they vanished. What the heck is that word? I've never heard of that. I'm going to have to go look. Let's go learn. So, RHAB. I'm not even typing.
I can't find the comment now.
RHAB. DOC. Okay.
Yeah, usually by the time you see planaria, that's not your first one.
Yeah. Let's go look at this gross thing together, shall we? If I spelled it right, that's what that is. They're worms. There's a type of worm. That is an order of flatworms in the, oh, that's big words. Okay, so they don't look fun. So are they just an annoyance, Boots, or are they harmful to your aquarium? Is it just gross because everything's crawling, or do they actually harm things? Name calling definitely alleviates the struggle.
Yes, sir, because first thing we'll say is like, I see you, and I'm gonna go. And I used to try to scoop them out, but it's like you're not doing anything but just wasting time.
Mm-hmm. Moose says she tried feeding them with tongs who are pea puffers and they just spit them out. I wonder if some fish they sting, because I know that's their attack method is to sting. I wonder if they're getting some of the fishies like that, because some fishies will eat them and other fish are like, ow, ow, that's a danger noodle, ow. They're gross but harmless. Well, we found them, so even if you spelled it wrong, Google still found us there. Okay,
they're gross. I don't even like to look at detritus worms.
Yeah. Moose says, Didi, exactly. I noticed I wasn't getting any more cherries, and then I lost a big one randomly. When I removed it, I saw a big planaria. Oh, no, thank you. No, thank you.
Now, Jess had leeches one time in some of her tanks, but she lives in Louisiana, and I don't know if they came in on something she brought in from maybe an outdoor pond or something. But those things, they were like layered in the bottom of her tank, and it creeped me out to look at it because it looked like a swarm of snakes, wet, sticky snakes.
Weren't those the hammerhead leeches that literally crawled across wet grass when it rained?
I don't know, but she ended up having to just dump the tanks and just not even try to keep nothing.
Oh my goodness, no leeches, no leeches. Do you know there's snail leeches too? And you cannot kill them. You literally just let your colony die away. And then it takes 10 months afterwards for the snail leeches to starve themselves out. I do not like leeches at all.
Say no to leeches.
Right? Jody says some worms are known to excrete a chemical that makes them taste bad. Well, that's good. So that's why maybe some axolotls don't like some worms. Leeches cannot be pretty, Coro, unless they're eating the pretty shrimp. Oh, goodness. Let's see.
Well, I think, first time I did a dirted tank, which I liked the tank idea. And I had inherited part of a farm with one of my brothers, and so I signed over my share to him, and I brought home a bucket of sand. I said, "This is my inheritance tank," yeah, because I gave him property, and so I was proud. I had something from the farm in here, but it had worms in it, which you don't see them, when it's dry and all. And of course, by the time I capped it with sand and all, little worms were popping up. Of course, when they would pop up, it would come through too. And so it wouldn't get clear. But I had, natural food in there, and I just didn't realize the benefit that I had. I should have let it go like that. But they creeped me out because they would go up and the fish would go up and they go, phew, back down. And they were fast.
No, thank you. Brent says leeches are great for catching fish. Yeah, they're great for fishing, but why don't the fish in your tanks mostly like to eat them? I don't understand that. I know. Oh my goodness, it reminds me of the same time, leeches. But Kaylish, since we're holding a hostage anyways and Vibes isn't going this evening, Miss Didi, what do you think about us collecting a few more names for the fishy list?
That sounds like a good thing to do, because we need to add some names so we can get this thing, filled up to 50 so we can give some money away.
We do. And while I'm going to play that, and while the video for the rules, and while that's playing, actually, I just switch over to the Christmas edition. So while that little video is playing, I'll go and set up the hashtag. And I think we're going to use, since we're talking about it, hashtag leech. So here's the rules, guys.
This is an accumulative game that will be spread across multiple live streams. A number will be announced and those who wish to enter can do so. The wheel or other tool will be used and a name will be selected. The selected one will have 30 seconds to respond and have their name added to the fishy list. If they do not respond in the 30-second time limit, they are disqualified for this particular entry. People can win multiple times with their name being added to the designated fishy list each time. After 50 entries have made it to the designated list, a drawing for the giveaway will be chosen in the near future. A tool will be used to select a winner out of these entries. The one selected winner will have 1 minute to respond back to be able to claim the prize. If they do not respond in the 1 minute time frame, their entry is removed from the list. This is where having multiple entries is a benefit, as that one entry is the only one removed. There will be no more than 3 attempts to select a winner from the list. If there's no winner after the 3rd try, then the prize choices will move to the next list unless the game is not continued. These entries could be gathered on Foxy's Fishes, not including members only, Didi's Fin Den, or Pebble Creek Aquatics live streams to include pop-ups. There may be live streams when the host cannot work in the hashtag due to location, internet connection, or other reasons. The list entries cannot be given to others, however, the prize winner can gift their prize if they so choose by emailing Foxy or Didi. Please do not enter with multiple accounts. If it is determined that multiple accounts were used, then you will be disqualified from this and future Fishy List games and banned from the Foxy Fishes channel. All of our friends are welcome to participate, as there are several prizes to choose from. Prizes will be mentioned in the live streams. And good luck, shoalmates.
Is that enough rules for you guys? Basically, you have 30 seconds to answer. Don't cheat. Can't give it away. Ask your doctor if list is right for you. I love that statement. So I wasn't sure if it would or would not pick it up with the hashtag, but Jenna said that it should. So enter leech or hashtag leech and we'll see what happens, guys. But we have, let me see, the fishy list is way back in my book. Let me find it.
We have 21 names.
Are we on? We do. Holy crap. We're at 21 already. So we're almost halfway through. So we'll pull for 3 this evening. We'll put 3 more names on that list. So we'll do 22, 23, and 24. So you guys know this does not win you a prize tonight, but this gets you on the official list to win a prize. And you can get on that list as many times as you want. It's not a win once and get your name on the list type deal and done. So we're going to let that go for maybe 2 more minutes. And while we're doing that, we can do our birthday song because we didn't wish our shoalmates a happy birthday this week. So go through and wish our shoalmates happy birthday and a very merry birthday to our shoalmates. Craig's Catfish Cave, Darlene's Tanks, JT Keeping Fish, and the forever and always eternal vampire Aquafunk. I hope you guys had a very, very merry birthday. I got to switch back over to HME. And another fantastic trip around the sun. Happy birthday, guys.
It's your birthday. Happy birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. It's a great day. That's what we say. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, shoalmates. Oh, it was so stinking cute before the stream started. Lily was in here with me and she saw the birthday song. She asked me to play it and I played it. I did not know she knew the words to that song. She's down here singing birthday, birthday. Dancing. I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't know you knew this song. That's so awesome. Kaylish, do you have any Rugrats at home?
Yeah, not so little.
Yeah, I love kids. They're awesome. So we have, let's see, we have, oh, it's 7:22 already. So refresh, see how many we have entered. We have 25 entries, which means I should go over here and type stop in chat so we can go ahead and draw the 3 names. Stop. That doesn't count, even though it's spelled wrong. So I'm going to go over and refresh the list one more time. Make sure we have everybody. And remember, guys, when your name is drawn, you have 30 seconds to respond in chat. So without further ado, we're going to draw for the first name. Good luck, guys.
Jody P.
Jody P, congratulations. You have 30 seconds to say literally anything in chat. Literally anything.
And the timer is on.
She said, look, everyone, that counts. She is here. So you are number 22 on the list, Jody, and you answered by accident. Congratulations. That's how it works here. So we're going to remove that. And I saw Bunny just on
This is her lucky week.
Yeah. Refresh that. Make sure Bunny's on there. And she is. Okay. And here we go for the second name, number 23 of this evening. Good luck, guys.
Zen Ginger.
Zenny, you have 30 seconds. 30 seconds. She talks all the time. So, Zenny, there's ONG. Perfect. Perfect.
ONG, that's right.
Yep. Oh, not goodness. Congrats, Zenny. You're number 23 on the fishy list. And we're going to draw one more winner for this evening. Good luck, guys.
The Nano Aquarium guy.
Nano! Congratulations. You have 30 seconds. Say something. Oh, congrats, Zenny. There we go. Nano Aquarium guy, you are on the fishy list. And that's a good list to be on. So that gives us our 3 names for this evening. Thank you all so very much for participating in the fishy list. And we will be drawing more names for that soon. So it can be at any time. So pay attention. Sarah said she finally won something today. Oh my goodness. And Jess says congrats, wieners.
I just happened to see that. Did you see my comment last night on the Fish Family giveaway?
Your comment?
Yeah, and you're talking and you're trying to listen to the guests talk and all that. And so I talked, thanks to Stephen and Fat Kitty and Sam for the giveaway, and none of this I put would be possible without the hard work.
Well,
and
you know what?
It was posted up there, and it took me probably 5 minutes. I happened to look at it. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, it happens because last night when I was watching the Fish Fam link giveaway, I think I tuned out a little bit after Sam popped in, and I went over to dance to enter to win that puffer for Lori. But I was
saw that.
watching Dan on the TV, and I was still watching Fish Fam link on my phone, not thinking, putting the two together. I entered hashtag puffer and Fish Fam link. But I was watching Dan here. I'm a hot mess. It don't matter. Oh my goodness. But before we head on out this evening, Kaylish, is there anything you'd like to discuss?
Look at that.
Tell us about anything you'd like us to know. Did we miss anything?
No, I don't think so. I guess I should sing with shameless promotion.
Yes, please.
So my local club is the Sacramento Aquarium Society, and we're doing our 3rd annual Findig, May 3rd and 4th this year in Sacramento at the 4 Points by Sheraton. So I know of one speaker that we have locked down for sure. We're not announcing anything yet, so I can't say who it is, but it will definitely be a good one. So if anybody's on the West Coast, Sacramento Aquarium Society.info has all the information. So yeah, June's kind of local to us too, so that's cool.
Very exciting. So
Yeah,
does that mean you're going to the Findig in May? You said June.
May 3rd and 4th. I'm actually working it. So,
Nice.
Yeah, I'll be there if anybody else wants to come.
Maybe you'll see Auntie June there too.
I hope so. I'd love to see her this year.
And is there anywhere else that our beautiful shoalmates can find you out in the YouTube lands?
No, I have a couple videos. I might get a couple more out, but I'm around.
What about that lovely D&D campaign you hold? Is that a regular thing?
Yeah, so Chris's Aqua Zone, Tuesday nights at, let me translate time. So it's 5 on the West Coast, so it would be 8 on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So he does it almost every Tuesday.
Awesome. And Andy says, thanks for joining the panel, Amisa. Ladies, thanks for streaming. Everyone enjoy the rest of your day. Vibes get well. I need to get going. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, Andy, as well as the rest of you. Greatly appreciate it. Bunny says, hello, lovely ladies. Kaylish, this is the first time I've ever seen you. You're beautiful. You're all beautiful. Now do me a favor. I'm eating dinner, so please change the subject. You just said we're beautiful. Now we have to hide our faces.
You beautiful lychee women.
And Boots says the 3rd is Minnie Boots' birthday, so I can't make it. Aww. But happy birthday to little Miss Minnie Boots. Oh my goodness, that's so much more important. Maybe you can make the next one did. Maybe you guys can make it not on the 3rd, just for Boots.
I'll see what I can do for next year.
Yes. But thank you so very much for coming up and hanging out with us for an hour and a half this evening, Miss Amisa. We greatly, greatly appreciate your time. It's wonderful. It was a wonderful conversation.
Thank you for having me.
And Miss Didi, is there anything you'd like to say before we head on out to, I don't know where? We're in limbo till, is that going tonight? I don't know what's going on.
I don't know if it's going or not. Well, it was great meeting you, Kaylish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm not into D&D stuff. I have watched a stream or two, but I don't understand it. So I was just being there to be supportive, of the players, because I didn't know what was good, what was bad, who was doing anything, and it just didn't make any sense to me. But it was good seeing you and getting to know you, and hope to see you some more.
Definitely.
Absolutely, yes. Maybe this is the second step into the Fish Fam. She does the D&D. She's here as a guest on our stream. You never know. Maybe she'll start her own live stream. We'll see how it goes. And Jenna says, Ed is scheduled, I believe. Awesome. Brandon says,
I'm sorry.
Did they answer where the name Kaylish came from?
Okay. So Kaylish is actually my very first one of my very first D&D characters from way back in the day, like pen and paper, old school. So it's kind of been a gamer tag of mine online, and my channel logo is Kaylish, actually, which was my daughter's idea. That was her play on my gamer tag. So that's where Kaylish came from.
Yeah, that's a good backstory. I like that. Thank you for that question, Brenton. I thought that and I didn't write it down. So thanks for the memory reminder. Oh my goodness. So we are doing Foxy AM in the morning. I haven't set up the live stream, but we are doing it. We will be making up our member live stream this upcoming Tuesday, because this past Tuesday my cough still wasn't gone. And I didn't want to be dying on stream every 5 minutes in your guys' ears. So we'll be doing that next Tuesday. We are building our own website, since Get Gills announced yesterday that they're closing tomorrow. We will be opening up our own website, so stay tuned for that. I'll let you guys know a little bit of information on that as we work on that more. And I just want to reiterate again, Kaylish, thank you so much for being our guest this evening. Greatly, greatly appreciate you. Loved the conversation. We would love to have you back anytime you're available. Greatly appreciate you.
Oh, there's another question.
Sure.
Are you going to the Clash this year?
Hopefully.
I hope so. That'd be
That's
awesome.
the plan. Life sometimes happens, but at
It
this
does.
point, that is the plan.
Cool.
Well, if life doesn't get in the way, this is the Clash you do not want to miss. I'm not going to say why, but it's always a good one, and this year it's going to be even better. So, very excited about that. I really hope you can make it. That'd be really cool. Alrighty, but guys, thank you so very much for joining us this evening. I want to give a special thank you to those who gave us membership stickers, milestones. Bionic Bigfoot, Mark Sterlson, Scotty the Fish Freak, Geek Boy, Craig's Catfish Cave, Joy of Fish Keeping. Thank you guys so very much for your support to the channel. This evening, our outro will be our member video, because I did not want to take 4 minutes away from Kaylish this evening. But I probably should play one more video for you guys before we leave. Tomorrow is the last day to get tickets for $25 off for the Clash too. Go!
It's
run,
like going
do
to
it.
first class from Coach. It's the time to do it, y'all.
Yeah. And we're gonna play our little wedding announcement, and then I'll end the stream. I'll leave you guys be. Hashtag Leech to wherever you land amongst the shoal. We love you all so very much. Here is the penguin video, and then we'll end the live stream, and we'll see you all in the morning. Kiss your fishies, call your loved ones, spread some kindness. Mwah. Bye.
Oh, muffin.
Be right there. Is it time for dinner already?
Honey, I've loved you since I first met you, and I can't imagine life without you by my side. Will you accept this pebble and be my penguin forever?
Yes, I'd love to be your penguin.
He said yes!
Let's go cuddle. It's cold out here.
Sounds good to me. Ooh, honey, your beak is so cold.
Oh, that's not my beak.
These two lovebirds will have their wedding ceremony at the Keystone Clash 2025. Now, this is a first, and all shoalmates are invited. In lieu of a regular bridal registry, a special PayPal has been set up for anyone that would like to give towards the ceremony, travel, or honeymoon expenses. As always, your support is appreciated.
Bye, guys. Love you all.
Keep it funky. Keep it fly. You know you smell, grab a drink, spot. Set it at 73 degrees, my friend. They'll be grooving to the very end. Don't forget the water's gotta be clean. Ooh-wee. Healthy sales mean it's pristine. Nitrate low and ammonia too. go shining like a dream. From zucchini to spinach to algae wafers, it smells like culinary cravers. Yum yum. Calcium, it's a must. Ooh yeah, for the shells to shine and bust. In eggshells or cuddle bone delight, they'll be sporting shells so bright. Bling bling. Shell shock rock, prove it. Snails are moving. Ooh, keep it right, but stay in tune in. Take parameters, they gotta be tight. Snails are our delight. Oh yeah, alright. Oh yeah, alright.
Foxy the mermaid, swimming free with her shoalmates in the deep blue sea. Together we sparkle, together we glow. Grateful for my friends, letting love show. Shoalmates gather, dancing in a whirl. Underwater magic in a coral swirl. Every fish and dolphin joining in the fun. Thankful for the laughter under the sun. Thank you